It doesn't matter which track you choose to follow in order to get rich by becoming a trader, a value investor, a real estate agent, a CEO, or an entrepreneur. You must have the correct mindset. This is a top 5 takeaway summary of the Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Due to law of averages, some people may be able to acquire riches without following the advice in this video, but hoping that life will give you such a break. Instead of taking responsibility of your own actions and thoughts is a plan that is followed at best. Instead, let us now examine how you can optimize your chances of gathering a great fortune. If you do not conquer self, you will be conquered by self. Takeaway number 1. It is what you think that matters. Truly, thoughts are things and powerful things at that when they are mixed with definiteness of purpose, persistence, and a burning desire for that translation into riches. This is the main idea of the book Think and Grow Rich. You can even tell it from the title. If you don't see riches in your thoughts, how can you expect to ever see them in your bank account? All achievements and all earned riches start with an idea. Every great leader that has ever existed a dreamer. How do you think that Mahatma Gandhi or George Washington or Martin Luther King succeeded? It's all started with an idea. You have the ability to control your own mind because you can feed it whatever thoughts, impulses that you choose. It is incredibly powerful. Thoughts, backed by a strong desire, has a strong tendency to translate itself into its physical equivalent. It is a double-edged sword though. If you fail to plant thoughts in your subconscious mind deliberately, it won't remain idle. It will pick up other thoughts which unintentionally reach it. Once again, you don't want to leave this to chance. If you fail to control your own mind, you may be sure that you will be controlled nothing else. Takeaway number 2. A burning desire. Long time ago, a great warrior had to face a much stronger king. When the warriors arrived in the enemy territory, he had them burn all their ships behind them at the beach. They were greatly outnumbered by the enemy, but now they had no choice but to win, so they win. If you ask 100 people what they want in life, they will probably not be able to answer. If you push them though, they will mention some of their wishes, perhaps money, fame, or security. But the universe doesn't respond to the vaguely expressed wishes. It responds to a burning desire implemented through definite plans and a constant persistence. God seems to though throw himself on the side of the man who knows exactly what he wants. If he is determined to get just that, the desire part, I can't really help you with. But understand that you must have it in your order to succeed. If you want to reach higher than mediocrity, be sure that you can attach a burning desire to a possible outcome of that endeavor of yours. Let's pretend that desired outcome is perhaps money. Here's a 6-step method for transforming the desire into the material counterpart. Fix in your mind a specific amount. Second, determine exactly what you are going to give in return. Third, establish a definite data. Fourth, create a definite plan and start right away to put that into action. Fifth, write down the 4 previously mentioned steps into a statement. Sixth, read this loud twice daily, preferably in the morning and right before you go to sleep. The last step I called auto-suggestion. Have you ever exaggerated a story or told a lie until you started to believe it in yourself? Well, this is the exact same thing, but it aims at creating faith inside you that your burning desire will one day come true. For more on this and the importance of having a definite plans, have a look at my summary of the Science of Getting Rich. Takeaway number 3. Become an unstoppable force. Let's play a part of the Henry Ford. Guys, I have a new idea. We must replace our current 4-cylinder motors with 8-cylinder one, and they must be cast in a single block. We will beat the competition by a landslide. Engineer said, "Oh, sorry, Mr. Ford, but that can't be done. Produce it anyways." "But, sir, it's impossible." "Go ahead and stay on the job until you succeed, no matter how much time it takes." 6 months later, "Sir, we have been working day and night, but as we said, it's impossible." "No, it isn't. Stay with it." 12 months later, "Sorry, Mr. Ford, we haven't found a way to do." "Oh, what's that use?" The man clearly doesn't know when he's wiped. I might as well give him what he wants. We found a way how to do it, sir. No one is ever defeated until he or she has accepted that as a reality. Persistence is everything in any part of life where you wish to thrive. Napoleon Hill states that. There may be no heroic connotation to the word persistence, but the quality is to the character of a man what carbon is to steel. When someone has cultivated the habit of persistence, they gain insurance against failure. Remember, there is no such thing as something for nothing. At times, it may seem like other people succeeded without first buying or paying the price, but that is probably not true, even if some people would like to advertise it that way. The grass is greener on the other side. Stick to your plan and win. A quitter never wins and winner never quits. Now, takeaway number 4, sexual energy. Nope, you didn't get that wrong. According to the Hill, the 5 strongest stimulants known to men are friendship, music, a burning desire for riches, love, and sex. Desire for sex is the most powerful of all human desires. So strong is this desire that it was said that Trojan War was started as a result of it. Observe what happens to any animal after it has been castrated or killed, and you see what happens when the sexual energy is removed from a being. All men who have reached the highest level of achievements have had highly developed sexual natures. The transmutation of sex energy to energy and creativity in other endeavors is primary source of genius. The energy must be transmitted from desire for physical contact into some other form of desire and actions before it will lift one to the status of a genius. Far from becoming genius because of great sex desire, the majority of men lowers themselves through misunderstanding and misuse of this great force to the status of the lower animals. There's a reason why most men don't achieve much before they are 40. And it's not only due to the fact that they become wiser and more self confident by then. Because of the temptations in the today's society, this is probably even more difficult to exercise today than it was when Napoleon Hill first wrote this book. It requires a lot of willpower, the framing of new habits, and the elimination of the old behavior. Takeaway number 5, the 6 ghosts of fear. Before you can put Napoleon Hill philosophy into use, you must conquer your fears. Here are the 6 most common and destructive ones, and remember they are only exist in your mind, and you have the ability to control them if you so desire. First one is fear of poverty. Common symptom of this fear is the indifference toward money expressed through a lack of ambition. Your mind can't focus on how to become rich if it constantly must worry about how to put food on the table. You must reach an absolute decision that whatever you can acquire, as long as you give it your all, it's sufficient. Second one is the fear of criticism. This is characterized by nervousness in the presence of others, and it destroys initiative. To beat it, you must stop worrying what others think and don't care about it. Dare to be a little bit cringy sometimes. It doesn't matter. Third one is the fear of ill health. A common symptom is that the habit of taking illness to serve as an ability for laziness. To make this stop, you must forget about symptoms and especially stop looking for them. Any symptom can be deadly if you Google it. Fourth one is the fear of loss of love of someone else. Jealousy is a common sign of this. Reach a decision that you will get along without love if necessary. And if you are currently single, use this time to create a life where you learn to appreciate living by yourself. Then everything beyond that is just a bonus. Fifth one is the fear of old age. Speaking apologetically about one's age is characteristic for the fear of old age. Eliminating this fear by accepting aging not a handicap but as a blessing for you. You have a possibility of being much wiser and having a better self control than during your youth. And hopefully, the wonders of compound interest have been working in the favor of yours for a while. Sixth one is the fear of death. A common symptom is that the habit of thinking about dying instead of living your life to the fullest. The reason why you must conquer this should be obvious. I can't imagine that anyone who is spending his days worrying about the fires of the hell or having to spend an eternity wearing a nightgown can ever be happy. The endless nap is inescapable. Learn to accept it. And thank you for reading the summary, and thanks a lot.